So my name is Jessica Rinehart. I am from Fort Worth. I went to the University of Arizona for my first 2 years of college, and then I went to UT. I graduated from UT and started teaching in the Westwood learning community at Caraway Elementary.
Oh, cool.
So I have been in this learning community my whole educational career. I taught at Caraway for 9 years and then came to Westwood. This is my 4th year at Westwood. I got my master's from UT as well, so I have 2 Longhorn degrees hanging in my office. I'm married, I have 2 kids, 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. We also have 2 dogs. They're like giant standard poodles. And I spend my free time doing a lot of crafts and running and just playing outside with my kids, trying to wear them out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what got you into the education field?
When I went to college, I was pre-med. I thought I was going to be a child psychiatrist. I knew I really wanted to be there to help children, to help give them resources, especially for children like going through trauma. So that was kind of my original goal. And in my undergrad program, we shadowed a psychologist for a couple of days. And I figured out at some point during this like shadowing internship that a lot of the children who really needed help, their families didn't necessarily have the resources to go to a private psychologist or psychiatrist. So from there, I was looking for ways that I could be engaged in helping children, in helping them be successful and live like through trauma and come out of it in a positive way. And that pushed me to public education, where every student has access to those things as long as they've got someone there who can help be their voice.
So what influenced you to apply for the position of associate principal at Westwood?
So I love Westwood. I came here in 2019 as an administrative intern. I had recently finished grad school and was looking for an opportunity to kind of stretch and grow and have some new experiences. And Dr. Acosta hired me on as the intern to just learn from the team and get those new experiences, because all of my experience before then had been elementary education. I had done some work with the district with professional development. I love teaching teachers, helping give them what they need to be better teachers, helping give them tools and resources so they can focus on what's really important. And when I came to Westwood, I was able to learn so much so fast, and I already loved the community. I'd been teaching in the community forever. I knew how great the students and families were, and I just never ever wanted to leave. So I became an assistant principal here for 2.5 years. Enjoyed every single minute of it. It is so much fun to be a part of this school, a part of the spirit of the campus, a part of the academics of the campus, helping to build systems for flex and enrichment programs and intervention programs, and making sure that AP classes and the IB program are successful and healthy. And a lot of that work brings me so much joy, and I love working with students and families in all of those areas. So when the associate position was open, a lot of that is that academic programming. So it's coaching and onboarding our new teachers, and it's working on the IB department and the curriculum, and the AP department and the curriculum and what that testing looks like. But then it's also building programs for students who are struggling. It's looking at EOC scores and grades and figuring out how can we help students who need that extra just step up to be the best they can be. So that's why I applied for it, because that job really, it called me towards the things that I love the most about education.
Yeah. So what do you think the major differences between being, an assistant principal here for 2.5 years and being an associate principal is?
So as an assistant principal, you have a department, and I still have my department, which is great. So I still get to keep math, I still get to coach our math teachers and spend time supporting them. So that part's the same. The part that's really different is that I don't have an alpha of students anymore. And I am finding ways to fill my day with student interactions, but I'm having to do it on purpose. As an assistant principal, students are coming into your office, whether it's that they need help or they need support, or you're touching base with them about attendance, or it could be a discipline issue. Usually that means, they need help in some other way. And I'm not having that constant student interaction as much, so I'm having to find ways to fill my day with students. And that's kind of fun because I'm getting to meet students who weren't in my alpha before. I'm getting to know students more across the board.
Yeah, that's so cool because I don't think I ever knew the difference between those two positions, but yeah. So what do you like to do in your free time aside from being a school kid?
Oh, so many things. I love making things. I love cooking. I love making jewelry or just little projects. If I am really if I have some time or I'm feeling kind of stressed, I need to decompress in some way. I love doing little home improvement projects. I will rip out the tile in the kitchen and replace it. I say little, they're not little projects. It's crazy. But I love to create things and make things beautiful and fun. And then I really spend a lot of time with my kids. So we go to the park or we go to the zoo. We like to do outside things because they're very little and very active.
Yeah. So what is your vision for Westwood in the future?
Westwood in the future. Oh man. Westwood students can do anything. There is absolutely no problem that I have ever found that the solution wasn't better when we brought the students in. I feel like our students can think outside of the box in ways that, a room full of adults can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So I would want to use that and use that student strength and the incredible ways that our kids think to push Westwood to be even better. Everybody knows Westwood's great.
Yeah.
But the fun part of being at a school that's so great is finding ways to make it a safer environment, to make learning more exciting for the students, to make teaching more fun for the teachers. So I wouldn't want to just stop at Westwood's awesome. It's the best place to work you could imagine, but I would want it to continue to grow in all of those ways. And I would want to find the places where someone doesn't feel great about something and see what ideas we can have to push that and make it even better.
But what is your vision for public education in the future?
That's a big question. I would want... So I know that Westwood has a lot of fantastic students. We have the best teachers. We have a lot. We have really involved families. We have a great community around us. We're very lucky. My hope would be that we can use what is great here, what systems we have, the ways that we make our school safe, the ways that we make teaching and learning incredible, and we're pushing forward with both sides of that. I would want to find ways to use that and help other campuses. I want to make sure that, the incredible education that kids are getting here is the same kind of education they're getting somewhere else, that it doesn't matter what part of town you live on or what school you're zoned for, but I would want public education to have that amazing opportunity that we do.
Yeah, I really agree. I feel like as a student, I think all other students deserve to get the same opportunities we do here because we really do have a lot of great teachers.
We do.
Next, how did the pandemic impact you regarding your career?
Personally, I had just become an assistant principal when the pandemic happened. I became an assistant principal in January, and we all went home for spring break in March. We did not come back. So the majority of that first year and a half of me learning to be an assistant principal was learning when school wasn't normal. And so we were building what does virtual school look like, and what did it look like that first spring versus what does it look like when we have 300 kids in the building and 2,600 at home, and how do we make sure teachers are safe and happy and teaching, and how do we make sure kids are engaged and learning, and how do we keep these 300 safe? So a lot of my first experiences were not normal. And then last year was my first normal year where we had all the kids back. It was very lonely and they were at home. So, there were things that I'd never done before that were so fun to do them for the first time last year, but I'd never been to a prom since I was in high school. But as an educator, never been to a prom as an adult. So that was new. And there were having graduation in the HEB Center.
Yeah.
the 2 graduations I'd been here for were COVID graduations. So we did them outside in the big football field. So there was a lot that I feel like I experienced in different ways, but I was also able to learn from Dr. Acosta and Mrs. Campbell, how do you take those amazing experiences and still make sure your students can have them when nothing else looks normal? So how do we take graduation and still give them graduation? Well, we can't do it in the HEB Center. So I did learn a lot about how to transition and how to kind of pivot and think on your feet and still be very positive. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But it was really neat to finally have a normal prom and a normal graduation and see how excited the kids were to have some of that routine back and those big milestones.
Yeah, for sure. What do you love about Westwood?
Oh, it's the kids. Absolutely the kids. Like I said before, they can solve anything. And I learned that so quickly when I came here. There were, little things we wanted to fix or improve or grow and make better. And if you pull a group of Westwood students, and it doesn't matter which group of Westwood students, like the more diverse, the more different things they're involved in, the better. They will give you so many different perspectives. And our kids, they love to learn. They want Westwood to be a great place. And that's incredible.
Yeah.
The next thing I love about Westwood is my team. Currently we have 7 administrators, and that team makes the work so much fun. It's the best thing you could ask for, to be in a work environment where you really enjoy the people that you work with, and they will push you, they will encourage you, they will ask you questions to make you think deeper, make you see other perspectives. That team, they're fantastic. And they love what they do, so then you love what you do because that's who you're around all day.
Yeah. So far, how has the past week in your new position at Westwood been?
It's been great. I'm learning a lot very quickly. There are some things that I had worked on before that I'm continuing to do. So AP. I had worked with AP for a while. I had helped Mrs. Campbell with it when she was the associate. And so that was a very seamless, I know what to do here. Yeah. Then there are other things that I'm learning that are brand new for my new job. And so I'm spending a lot of time researching and reading and getting to know the associate principals at other campuses, because there's only one at each school. So I'm building relationships with those so that I can learn from their experiences and their knowledge. So I've been learning a lot very quickly, but it's been so much fun.
Yeah. Do you have any personal goals regarding your career or just at Westwood in general?
So at Westwood in general, I want to be a part of continuing to make things great, continuing to make them better. For my personal goals, one day, somewhere down the line, not anytime soon, I would love to be a principal of a school. Not right now, because I am so happy with where I'm at and what I'm learning and the way that I get to grow and watch Mrs. Campbell and her leadership as she's transitioning to principal. That's a really incredible opportunity for me. So one day I'd like to be a principal, but not yet.
Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for answering my questions.
Thank you.